In a bustling city where the skyline kissed the clouds, lived Lon, a young woman with a heart as warm as the summer sun. She was known for her kindness, often helping those less fortunate. One particularly harsh winter, as icy winds howled through the streets, Lon spotted an elderly homeless woman huddled in a doorway, wrapped in tattered blankets. Lan's heart ached for her. She approached the woman, who had deep lines etched on her face, telling stories of a life filled with both joy and sorrow. "Here, let me help you," Lon said, offering her a hot cup of tea and a warm meal. The woman's eyes sparkled with gratitude as she accepted the small gift. That night, Lon ensured the woman had a safe place to sleep, her heart swelling with the knowledge that she had made a difference, however small. The elderly woman, whose name was Mai, thanked Lon repeatedly. But when morning broke, Mai was gone, leaving only a faint trace of warmth in the chilly air. Lon thought of her often, the kindness they shared lingering in her mind like a gentle melody. Years rolled by, and life for Lon became increasingly challenging. She worked hard at a local cafe, but expenses mounted and savings dwindled. One fateful evening, as she walked home, a familiar figure emerged from the shadows. It was Mai, looking more radiant than Lon remembered. Her clothes were no longer tattered, and she held herself with a dignity that spoke of resilience. "Lon," Mai called out, her voice smooth and warm. "I've been searching for you." Lan's heart raced. "Mai, is it really you?" With a gentle smile, Mai revealed that she was once a successful businesswoman. Life had taken a turn when illness struck, leaving her with nothing. But now, she had rebuilt herself and found stability once more. "I want to help you, Lon," Mai said earnestly. "You showed me kindness when I needed it most. Let me return the favor." Though initially hesitant, Lon soon accepted Mai's offer. The two women formed a bond that transcended their age difference. Mai became a mentor to Lon, sharing her wisdom and experience. Together, they explored ideas for a small business that could sustain them both. As they navigated this new venture, their friendship deepened. They laughed, shared stories, and supported each other through the ups and downs of life. Mai taught Lon about resilience, showing her how to embrace challenges with grace. Months passed, and their small business flourished. They created a cozy cafe that quickly became a local favorite. Lon found joy in her work and purpose in her life. With Mai by her side, she no longer felt alone in her struggles. But as with all stories, challenges arose. Just when they seemed to be on the brink of success, a financial setback threatened to unravel everything. Lon felt the weight of despair creeping in, her dreams of a better life slipping away. Mai, however, stood firm. "We've faced hardships before, Lon. Together, we can overcome this too." With Mai's unwavering support and wisdom, they brainstormed new ideas, reaching out to the community for help. As they fought to save their dream, Lon realized how far she had come, not just in business but in her personal growth. The bond between her and Mai was a testament to the power of kindness and friendship. In the end, their determination paid off. They not only saved their cafe but expanded it, turning it into a community hub that offered support for those in need. Lon knew that her life had changed forever, all thanks to a simple act of kindness shared on a cold winter night. Years later, Lon looked back on her journey, grateful for the twists and turns that led her to where she was. The bond she formed with Mai had taught her the true meaning of resilience, compassion, and the importance of giving back. Together, they thrived, proving that sometimes, the most profound connections are forged in the most unexpected places. As Lon and Mai's cafe became a beloved fixture in the community, it also transformed into a sanctuary for those in need. Every week, they hosted events that provided meals, job training, and resources for people facing hardships. Lon often reflected on her journey, feeling grateful not only for Mai's friendship but also for the opportunity to make a positive impact on others' lives. One rainy afternoon, as they prepared for their weekly community dinner, Lon noticed a familiar face among the guests. It was a young man named Min, who used to come to the cafe often before he disappeared for a while. Lon had always felt a connection to him, as he had once shared his dreams of starting his own graphic design business. "Min," she called out, rushing to greet him. "It's so good to see you. Where have you been?" Min smiled shyly, his eyes reflecting a mix of embarrassment and hope. "I've been trying to get back on my feet. I got a temporary job, but it wasn't enough. I was too ashamed to come back." Lon placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "You don't have to feel ashamed. We're here to support each other. How about we talk about your dreams?" With renewed energy, Min shared his ideas, and together they brainstormed ways to help him build a portfolio and find clients. Mai, overhearing their conversation, chimed in with suggestions for networking and local events where Min could showcase his work. As the weeks turned into months, Min blossomed under their guidance. He started attending workshops and even designed promotional materials for the cafe. Lon felt proud watching him regain his confidence, realizing that their little cafe was not just a business, it was a catalyst for change in the community. One evening, after a successful event, Mai sat down with Lon to discuss their next steps. "I've been thinking," she began, her voice contemplative. "We should expand our outreach. There are so many more people out there who need support." Lon nodded eagerly. "What do you have in mind?" Mai proposed establishing a mentorship program that paired individuals like Min with professionals in various fields. They could create a network that offered not just jobs, but guidance and inspiration. Lan's heart raced with excitement at the thought of helping others achieve their dreams. With determination, they launched the program, garnering interest from local businesses eager to give back. It was an overwhelming success, with dozens of people signing up, including those who had once sat in the cafe seeking help. As they watched the program flourish, Lon and Mai's friendship deepened even further. They shared countless late nights working on plans, laughing over coffee, and reminiscing about their individual journeys. Lon often expressed how Mai had changed her life, and Mai would simply smile, reminding Lon that their connection was a two-way street. Yet, as they grew stronger, challenges still emerged. One day, as Lon was cleaning up after a busy lunch service, she noticed Mai lingering at a table, looking pale and distracted. Concerned, Lon approached her. "Mai, are you okay?" Mai forced a smile, but Lon could see the worry in her eyes. "I've been feeling a bit under the weather lately. Just a cold, I think." Lon insisted she see a doctor, but Mai brushed it off, wanting to focus on their work. Days turned into weeks, and Mai's health continued to decline. Lon watched helplessly as the vibrant woman who had inspired her began to fade. Finally, one evening, Mai sat down with Lon, her voice trembling. "I need to tell you something. I've been diagnosed with a serious illness. The doctors say it's advanced." Lan's heart sank. "What can we do? We'll fight this together." Mai shook her head gently. "I appreciate your strength, Lon, but I don't know how much time I have left. I need you to promise me something. Keep this cafe alive. Continue to help others as we have done. You have the strength to lead." Tears filled Lan's eyes. "I can't imagine doing this without you." "You can," Mai said firmly, her gaze steady. "You've become a leader in your own right. Trust yourself." In the following weeks, Lon worked tirelessly to support Mai, all while managing the cafe and the mentorship program. But as Mai's condition worsened, the weight of uncertainty loomed over them both. Lon felt an ache in her heart each time she saw her friend struggle. One night, as they sat together in the quiet of the cafe, Mai shared stories from her past, moments of triumph and the lessons learned through hardship. She laughed as she recounted tales of her business ventures, her spirit shining even in the face of adversity. "Life is full of surprises, Lon," Mai said softly. "Embrace every moment. And remember, kindness can change the world." Lon held her friend's hand, feeling a mix of gratitude and sorrow. They had created something beautiful together, and Lon vowed to carry on their legacy. As the days turned into weeks, Mai's health continued to decline. On a peaceful morning, as sunlight filtered through the cafe windows, Lon found herself reflecting on all they had built together. With a heavy heart, she realized that Mai's time was nearing its end. One last evening, Mai gathered the community in the cafe for a farewell gathering. With Lan by her side, she shared her love for each person present, recounting how their stories had intertwined in a tapestry of hope and resilience. Tears were shed, but there was also laughter, a celebration of life. As Mai prepared to leave, she whispered to Lan, "You are never alone. You carry my spirit with you." When the day came for Mai to depart, Lan felt a profound sense of loss. Yet, as she walked through the cafe, she could almost hear Mai's voice guiding her. She felt a renewed determination to honor her friend's memory by continuing the work they had started. Months passed, and while the pain of loss lingered, Lan poured her heart into the cafe and the mentorship program. Each time she saw someone thrive or reach their goals, she felt Mai's presence beside her, a reminder of their shared mission. Lan became a beacon of hope in the community, transforming her grief into a powerful force for change. With every meal served and every story shared, she felt the spirit of kindness and resilience alive within her. And so, the legacy of Lan and Mai lived on, woven into the very fabric of the cafe, a testament to the enduring power of friendship, compassion, and the impact one person can have on the lives of many. As the seasons changed and the cafe flourished, Lan knew that Mai's lessons would guide her forever. She embraced each day with an open heart, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, inspired by the woman who had once taught her the true meaning of kindness. As the cafe continued to thrive, Lan found herself immersed in a whirlwind of activity. The mentorship program expanded, drawing in more participants eager to learn and grow. Each new face brought fresh energy, and Lan relished the opportunity to guide them as Mai had once guided her. One day, as she prepared for an upcoming community event, a young woman named Hoa approached Lan with a shy smile. "I've heard so much about the mentorship program. I'd love to be a part of it, but I'm not sure if I have what it takes." Lan smiled warmly. "Everyone has something valuable to offer, Hoa. It's all about finding your strengths and believing in yourself. What are you passionate about?" With that simple question, Lan sparked a conversation that would lead Hoa to discover her love for baking. Over the next few weeks, they worked closely together. Hoa brought her creations to the cafe, and soon, customers were raving about her delicious pastries. The cafe became known not just for its community spirit but also for its delectable treats. Each time Hoa's pastries sold out, Lan felt a swell of pride. It reminded her of her own journey and the struggles she had faced. As they prepared for a big annual fundraiser, Lan decided to invite several local businesses and artists to showcase their talents. The event aimed to raise money for the mentorship program and provide scholarships for those in need. Everyone was excited, and the community rallied around the cause. The day of the event arrived, filled with laughter, music, and a sense of unity. Lan moved among the guests, sharing stories of triumph and resilience. She felt a renewed connection to Mai's spirit as she spoke, remembering the joy they had shared in helping others. As the evening progressed, Lan took a moment to step outside, needing to catch her breath. The cool air felt refreshing, and she gazed at the stars, reflecting on how far she had come. Just then, she noticed an elderly man sitting on a nearby bench, looking lost and forlorn. With her heart full of compassion, Lan approached him. "Hello there. Are you okay?" The man looked up, surprise in his eyes. "I'm just feeling a bit out of place. It's been a while since I've been around people. Would you like to join us?" Lan asked gently. "We're having a community event right over there." He hesitated but eventually nodded. As they walked back together, Lan learned his name was Mr. Tan, a retired teacher who had fallen on hard times. He shared stories of his past, his love for teaching, and the students who had inspired him. Lan invited him to share his wisdom at the cafe. "We have a mentorship program that could really benefit from your experience," she suggested. Mr. Tan's eyes brightened at the thought, and he agreed to get involved. As the months passed, Mr. Tan became an integral part of their community. His stories of hope and perseverance resonated with many, encouraging others to pursue their dreams. Together with Hoa, they created a special series of workshops that combined baking and storytelling, helping participants gain confidence while honing their skills. Lon felt a renewed sense of purpose as the cafe evolved into a hub of creativity and inspiration. Each new person who walked through the door added to the tapestry of stories and experiences, just as Mai had once envisioned. However, as they approached another winter, Lon began to feel the weight of the upcoming season. The memory of her first winter helping Mai weighed heavily on her heart. She decided to honor that memory by organizing a winter shelter initiative. The goal was to provide warm meals and blankets to those experiencing homelessness in the community. With the support of her friends and the local businesses they had collaborated with, Lan's initiative came to life. They transformed the cafe into a temporary shelter during the coldest nights, offering warmth, food, and companionship. The community rallied together, bringing in donations and volunteering their time. On one particularly cold night, Lon stood outside the cafe, watching as people arrived for a warm meal. She felt a sense of fulfillment wash over her. Just then, she spotted an old face she hadn't seen in years. It was the elderly woman Mai had helped all those years ago. "Lon," the woman called, her voice frail but strong. "I've come to help." Tears filled Lan's eyes as she embraced the woman, realizing the profound impact of her kindness had come full circle. The woman had found her way back, and together, they welcomed others in need. As the nights turned into weeks, the shelter initiative thrived. Lon learned more about each person who came through their doors, forging connections and hearing their stories. She felt Mai's spirit guiding her every step, reminding her of the importance of compassion and community. With the winter shelter a resounding success, Lon began to plan for the future. She wanted to ensure that their efforts didn't end with the winter months. Together with Mr. Tan, Hoa, and their growing team of volunteers, they brainstormed ways to continue supporting those in need year-round. They decided to host monthly community dinners, where everyone was invited to share a meal, stories, and resources. These gatherings fostered connection and understanding, breaking down barriers and building bridges among people from different walks of life. As spring approached, the cafe blossomed into a vibrant hub of activity. Lon felt a sense of hope and renewal, mirroring the change in the season. She realized that through the struggles and the triumphs, she had not only built a successful business but also a community that thrived on kindness and support. In the quiet moments, Lon would often sit at the cafe, reflecting on her journey. She would smile, remembering Mai's words about the power of kindness. As she gazed out at the bustling scene around her, she knew that their legacy would live on, intertwined with every person they had touched. One day, while organizing a community workshop, Lon received an unexpected message. It was from a local newspaper, interested in featuring the cafe and its impact on the community. Excitement bubbled within her as she recognized the opportunity to share their story on a larger platform. When the article was published, it resonated widely, attracting even more support for the cafe and the mentorship program. People from neighboring towns reached out, eager to collaborate and contribute. Lon felt a wave of gratitude for the path her life had taken, realizing that what had begun as a simple act of kindness had blossomed into a movement. As summer approached, Lon and her team planned a big celebration to honor the community's achievements. They organized a festival filled with music, food, and activities for all ages. It was a day to celebrate resilience, friendship, and the spirit of togetherness. On the day of the festival, laughter filled the air as families gathered, sharing stories and creating new memories. Lon looked around, her heart swelling with pride. She saw the faces of those who had once felt lost, now filled with hope and joy. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the festivities, Lon took a moment to step away from the crowd. She stood quietly, reflecting on the journey that had brought her to this moment. In the distance, she spotted Mr. Tan, Hoa, and other friends engaged in conversations, laughter echoing through the air. Suddenly, she felt a familiar presence beside her. Turning, she found herself staring at the ghostly image of Mai, smiling as if watching over her. Though she knew it was merely a figment of her imagination, the feeling of connection was real. "Thank you, Mai," Lon whispered, tears of gratitude welling in her eyes. I'm keeping our promise." In that moment, Lon felt a surge of strength and purpose. She realized that their journey was far from over. Together, with the community they had built, they would continue to uplift and empower others, spreading kindness wherever they went. As the festival continued, Lon returned to join her friends, her heart brimming with hope for the future. She had learned that even in the face of adversity, love and kindness could transform lives. With each passing day, she knew they were not just creating a business, but building a legacy of compassion that would resonate for generations to come. And so, as the stars began to twinkle overhead, the cafe remained a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of connection, and a reminder that together, they could face any challenge that lay ahead. As the summer festival drew to a close, Lon felt a renewed sense of purpose. The overwhelming support from the community had fueled her desire to do even more. She knew that their journey was just beginning, and with the momentum they had gained, it was time to take their efforts to the next level. In the weeks following the festival, Lon gathered her team, including Mr. Tan and Hoa, to brainstorm new initiatives. They decided to launch a series of workshops focused on life skills, including financial literacy, job readiness, and mental wellness. These sessions would not only provide practical knowledge but also foster a supportive environment where participants could share their experiences and challenges. Lon reached out to local experts to volunteer their time and expertise. The response was overwhelmingly positive, with many professionals eager to give back to the community. They planned the first workshop for the following month, excited about the impact it could have. As the day of the workshop approached, Lon worked tirelessly to prepare. She decorated the cafe, creating a warm and inviting space that felt like home. On the day of the event, people from all walks of life filled the cafe, eager to learn and connect. Lon kicked off the workshop, introducing the speakers and sharing the vision behind the initiative. "This is a space for growth and support," she said passionately. "We're here to empower one another, share our stories, and build a brighter future together." Throughout the day, participants engaged in discussions, participated in activities, and formed new friendships. Lon felt a deep sense of fulfillment watching people connect and grow, echoing the very spirit of compassion that had fueled her journey. As the workshops continued, Lon noticed a shift in the community. More individuals began to step forward, eager to share their own stories and experiences. The cafe became a hub of activity, a place where people felt safe to express themselves and explore their potential. One day, a young woman named Lynn approached Lon after a workshop, her eyes sparkling with determination. "I want to start my own business," she said. "I've always dreamed of opening a boutique, but I don't know where to begin." Lan's heart swelled with excitement. "Let's work on this together. We can help you develop a business plan and connect you with mentors in the fashion industry." Over the next few months, Lon and Lynn worked closely, meeting regularly to refine her ideas and build her confidence. They tapped into the community's resources, reaching out to local business owners who offered their support and guidance. Lynn's dream began to take shape, and the cafe provided a perfect backdrop for her budding entrepreneurial journey. As the seasons changed, Lon continued to foster the spirit of collaboration and empowerment in the cafe. The workshops grew in popularity, and people began to bring their own ideas to the table. It was inspiring to see the creativity and resilience blossoming within the community. One evening, as Lon closed up the cafe, she received a call from Hoa. "Lon, I have an idea," she exclaimed. "What if we hosted a talent show? It could showcase the skills and creativity of everyone in our community." Lon loved the idea. "That sounds amazing. It will give people a chance to shine and express themselves." Together, they planned the event, inviting everyone in the community to participate, whether it was singing, dancing, performing spoken word, or showcasing their crafts. The anticipation built as the date approached, and the cafe buzzed with excitement. On the night of the talent show, the atmosphere was electric. The cafe was packed, filled with laughter, applause, and the unmistakable energy of a community coming together. Lon welcomed everyone, her heart full as she looked around at the smiling faces. The performances were incredible, showcasing the diverse talents of the community. From heartfelt ballads to energetic dance routines, each act received cheers and support. Lon felt tears of joy welling in her eyes, recognizing how far they had all come. As the night continued, one performance stood out. A young man named Kwa took the stage, his nervousness evident as he introduced himself. "I've struggled with anxiety for a long time," he said, his voice trembling. "But tonight, I want to share a poem that has helped me find my voice." As he recited his poem, the room fell silent, captivated by his raw emotion and vulnerability. It spoke of struggle, hope, and the importance of community. When he finished, the audience erupted in applause, and Lon felt a profound sense of connection in that moment. After the show, Lon approached Kwa, who was still catching his breath. "That was incredible. You have a real gift," she said, beaming with pride. "Would you be interested in leading a workshop on creative writing? I think it could really help others." Kwa's eyes widened. "Really? I'd love to. I never thought I could do something like that." With a newfound sense of purpose, Kwa joined the team, and his creative writing workshop became a staple in their programming. Participants found solace in writing, using it as an outlet to express their thoughts and feelings. As autumn settled in, the cafe became a vibrant hub of creativity and support, where people from all walks of life could come together. Lon continued to nurture this environment, knowing that each person's journey was unique and valuable. One chilly evening, as they prepared for another community dinner, Lon gathered her team to reflect on their accomplishments. "Look at how far we've come," she said, her voice filled with gratitude. "Each of you has contributed to this beautiful community we've built together. Let's keep pushing forward." Just then, a familiar voice chimed in from the doorway. It was the elderly woman from earlier, the same one who had come back to help during the winter shelter initiative. "I have something to share," she said, her eyes twinkling. "I'd like to start a storytelling circle." Lan's heart warmed at the idea. "That's a wonderful suggestion. We could use it as a platform for people to share their experiences and connect." And so, the storytelling circle was born. It became a cherished tradition in the cafe, where people gathered to share their stories, memories, and wisdom. Each session was filled with laughter, tears, and a profound sense of belonging. As winter approached once again, Lon reflected on the past year. The cafe had become more than just a business. It was a family, a support system, and a place where dreams could take flight. The spirit of kindness that had sparked her journey continued to grow and flourish. One quiet evening, as she prepared to close up the cafe, Lon sat in the cozy corner, savoring a moment of stillness. She felt a rush of gratitude for everyone who had walked through their doors. In that moment, she sensed the presence of Mai, a comforting reminder of the power of love and friendship. Lon whispered softly, "Thank you for guiding me. I promise to carry on your legacy." With a deep breath, she knew that their journey would continue to evolve. Together with her friends and community, she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, fueled by the belief that kindness could indeed change the world. As the snow began to fall outside, covering the streets in a soft white blanket, Lon smiled, looking forward to the next chapter of their story, a story that was far from over. As winter settled over the city, the cafe transformed into a cozy haven, filled with the warm scents of spices and baked goods. The storytelling circle became a cherished highlight of each week, where the community gathered to share tales that resonated with their collective experience. One snowy evening, as Lon prepared for the gathering, she noticed a group of newcomers entering the cafe. They appeared hesitant but curious. Lon approached them with her signature warmth. "Welcome. We're just about to start our storytelling circle. Would you like to join us?" The group exchanged glances before nodding. "We've heard great things about this place," one of them said, a young woman named Anne. "We've been looking for a community to connect with." As the circle began, Lon felt the familiar magic of storytelling fill the room. Participants shared tales of hope, struggle, and resilience, each story weaving into the fabric of their collective journey. Anne spoke softly about her family's immigration story, detailing the challenges they faced and the hope that kept them moving forward. When it was the newcomers' turn, they introduced themselves, sharing their own experiences of feeling lost in a new city. Lon watched as the community embraced them, offering encouragement and understanding. It was moments like this that reminded her why they had built the cafe, to create a space where everyone felt welcome and valued. As the winter nights grew colder, Lon decided to organize a holiday celebration, inviting everyone in the community to join in the festivities. She envisioned a night filled with laughter, music, and joy, a chance for everyone to come together and celebrate their connections. In preparation, Lon enlisted the help of her team and community members. They decorated the cafe with twinkling lights, handcrafted ornaments, and garlands of greenery. Each person contributed their own unique touch, creating a beautiful atmosphere that felt warm and inviting. On the night of the celebration, the cafe buzzed with excitement. Families, friends, and newcomers gathered, filling the space with laughter and cheer. Lon stood at the entrance, greeting guests and soaking in the joy of the moment. As the festivities kicked off, local musicians played cheerful tunes, and children danced, their laughter echoing through the cafe. Lon took a moment to step back and observe the scene, her heart swelling with pride. This was the community she had always dreamed of, a place where people felt safe, connected, and uplifted. During the evening, Lon invited everyone to share what they were grateful for that year. One by one, people spoke up, expressing their appreciation for the friendships they had formed, the support they had received, and the dreams they were pursuing. The room was filled with a sense of belonging that transcended individual struggles. When it was Lan's turn, she took a deep breath, feeling the weight of her journey. "I'm grateful for each and every one of you," she began, her voice steady. "This cafe started as a dream, but it has become a home filled with love, laughter, and resilience. Together, we have built something truly special." As the night continued, Lon looked around at the faces illuminated by the soft glow of candlelight. She saw Kwa, now thriving in his writing workshops, Hoa, whose baking skills had blossomed into a small business, and Mr. Tan, inspiring others with his wisdom. Each person represented a story of triumph, and she felt honored to be part of their lives. As the evening drew to a close, Lon led the community in a final toast. "To kindness, to friendship, and to the future we will build together." Glasses clinked, and a wave of cheer erupted, sealing the bond they had forged. After the celebration, Lon took a moment to tidy up the cafe. As she cleaned, she reflected on how far they had come. It was a journey marked by growth, connection, and love. But she also knew that challenges were inevitable, and they would need to continue supporting each other through whatever lay ahead. In the weeks following the celebration, Lon decided to launch a new initiative, a monthly community project aimed at giving back to those in need. They would work together to support local shelters, food banks, and other organizations that helped the vulnerable. Lon brought the idea to her team and the community during their next storytelling circle. "Let's come together to give back," she proposed. "We have the power to make a difference, and every little act of kindness counts." The response was enthusiastic. People began brainstorming projects, and soon, the cafe became a hub of activity. They organized food drives, clothing donations, and volunteer days at local shelters. Each month brought new opportunities to connect and contribute, reinforcing the bonds that had formed among them. One particularly snowy day, as they prepared for a clothing drive, a young boy named Tuan approached Lon with a shy smile. "Can I help?" he asked, his eyes bright with eagerness. "Of course, Tuan," Lon replied, kneeling to his level. "We would love your help. Do you have any clothes you'd like to donate?" Tuan nodded vigorously, his excitement contagious. Together, they sorted through donations, and Lon marveled at the generosity of the community. It warmed her heart to see young ones like Tuan getting involved, learning the importance of kindness and giving back. As the weeks turned into months, the community projects continued to thrive. Lon witnessed firsthand the impact of their collective efforts, not just in the lives they touched, but also in the deepening connections among the people of the cafe. With the arrival of spring, Lon felt a renewed sense of energy. The weather warmed, and flowers began to bloom, mirroring the growth and transformation in her life and in the community. Inspired, she decided to organize a spring fair, showcasing local artisans and celebrating the creativity that had blossomed in their midst. The fair would feature crafts, food stalls, live music, and activities for families. Lon reached out to local artisans and performers, inviting them to participate. The excitement in the cafe was palpable as everyone rallied together to make the event a success. On the day of the spring fair, the cafe overflowed with visitors. Colorful stalls lined the street, and the air was filled with laughter and music. Lon took a moment to step back, watching families enjoy the day, and felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. As the fair continued, she noticed Anne, the young woman who had first joined the storytelling circle, setting up her own stall. She had created beautiful handmade jewelry, a manifestation of her creative spirit. Lon couldn't help but smile, proud to see Anne thriving. Later in the day, as the sun began to set, Lon gathered everyone together for a final toast. Thank you all for being part of this incredible journey. Together, we are building a community that supports, uplifts, and inspires one another. Let's continue to celebrate our creativity and our connections. As glasses clinked and cheers erupted, Lon felt a deep sense of belonging and purpose. She knew that this was just the beginning of something beautiful, a community bound by love, compassion, and resilience. The success of the fair ignited even more ideas. Over the following months, Lon continued to explore ways to enhance their programming, focusing on sustainability, mental health, and wellness. She invited local experts to lead workshops, emphasizing the importance of self-care and community support. As they implemented these initiatives, Lon saw the cafe evolve into a holistic space that addressed various aspects of life. People began to share not only their talents but also their struggles, fostering an environment of empathy and understanding. One evening, as Lon sat with Mr. Ton discussing future plans, he shared a story from his teaching days. I once had a student who struggled to find his place. He was shy, hesitant to speak up. But through encouragement, he blossomed into a confident leader. It's a reminder of the potential within each of us. Lon nodded thoughtfully, recognizing the truth in his words. That's what we're doing here. We're helping each other find our voices and our paths. As summer approached, the cafe buzzed with activity, and the community continued to flourish. Lon felt a deep sense of fulfillment in the work they were doing, yet she couldn't shake the feeling that there was still more to be accomplished. One afternoon, as she prepared for a meeting, Lon received an unexpected visit from the mayor. He expressed his admiration for the cafe's impact on the community and wanted to collaborate on a citywide initiative focused on community building and support. Lon was thrilled. We'd love to partner with the city. There's so much we can do together. Over the following months, the collaboration led to a series of community events throughout the city, highlighting local organizations, artisans, and the importance of unity. Lon was energized by the opportunity to expand their reach, and she worked tirelessly to promote these events. As they prepared for a citywide festival, Lon felt a sense of excitement and nervousness. She knew this was a significant opportunity to showcase their cafe and the incredible community they had built. The festival would bring together people from all neighborhoods, fostering connections and celebrating diversity. On the day of the festival, the streets were alive with activity. Lan's cafe booth stood out, adorned with bright colors and inviting displays. As she welcomed guests, she saw familiar faces from the cafe mingling with newcomers, all sharing stories and laughter. As the day progressed, Lon took a moment to reflect. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for the journey that had brought her here, the challenges, the triumphs, and the people who had become her family. Just then, she spotted Anne and Kwa at the booth, engaged in a lively discussion about their latest projects. A sense of pride swelled in her chest. It was moments like these that reminded her of the power of community, the way they had all lifted each other up, encouraging one another to pursue their dreams. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the festival, Lon gathered everyone for a group photo. "Let's capture this moment together," she said, her heart full. The group huddled together, laughter and joy radiating as they smiled for the camera. In that moment, Lon realized that their story was a tapestry woven from countless threads of kindness, support, and shared dreams. As the festival wound down and people began to disperse, Lon felt a wave of exhaustion but also exhilaration. The day had been a resounding success, and she couldn't wait to see how the connections forged would continue to grow. In the following weeks, Lon and her team received numerous inquiries from other communities interested in replicating their model. She was inspired by the idea of spreading their mission of kindness and support beyond their own neighborhood. With each passing day, Lan's vision expanded. She began planning a regional conference, inviting representatives from other communities to share their stories and collaborate on solutions for common challenges. The conference would focus on community-building initiatives, highlighting the importance of connection and support. As she worked tirelessly to organize the event, Lon found herself reflecting on the journey that had led her to this point. She thought of Mai, who had inspired her to follow her heart, and the elderly woman who had returned to help her. Their kindness had ignited a spark that had grown into a flame. The conference day arrived, and the cafe buzzed with energy as participants arrived from various towns and cities. Lon welcomed them warmly, feeling the excitement in the air. The event featured panels, workshops, and opportunities for attendees to share their experiences. Lon was filled with joy as she watched strangers connect, sharing ideas and collaborating on future projects. As the conference concluded, Lon felt a sense of accomplishment. She knew that the seeds they had planted were beginning to take root, and the spirit of kindness and community was spreading beyond their cafe. In the months that followed, Lon continued to nurture those connections, helping communities build their own support networks. She saw the impact of their work ripple outwards, empowering others to create spaces of compassion and understanding. As spring turned into summer once again, Lon reflected on the journey that had unfolded over the years. She had come so far, but she knew that this was just the beginning. The cafe would continue to be a beacon of hope, a space where dreams could flourish, and where kindness could transform lives. On a particularly beautiful day, as she stood outside the cafe, Lon noticed a familiar face approaching. It was the elderly woman who had come back to help during the winter shelter initiative. "I wanted to see how you're doing," she said with a warm smile. Lon beamed, feeling grateful for her presence. "We've accomplished so much together, and I couldn't have done it without your support." The woman nodded thoughtfully. "Kindness has a way of returning to us. You've created something truly special here." As they chatted, Lon felt the weight of her journey lift. She realized that the love and compassion they had fostered would continue to grow, connecting people in profound ways. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the cafe, Lon knew that their story was far from over. Together, they would continue to spread kindness, uplift one another, and create a future filled with hope and possibility. In the heart of the community, the cafe would remain a sanctuary, a place where everyone was welcome, where stories were shared, and where dreams took flight. And Lon, filled with gratitude and determination, would lead the way, inspired by the unwavering belief that love could change the world. As summer blossomed into full swing, the cafe became a vibrant hub of activity, a place where laughter and conversation mingled with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and baked goods. Lon felt a renewed sense of purpose and energy, fueled by the ongoing success of their community initiatives. One day, as Lon was setting up for the weekly storytelling circle, she noticed a flyer on the community board announcing a grant opportunity for social enterprises focused on community development. The deadline was approaching quickly, and she felt a surge of excitement. This could be the perfect opportunity to secure funding for their growing programs. "Mr. Tan," she called, beckoning him over. "Have you seen this grant? I think we should apply." He adjusted his glasses, a glimmer of enthusiasm in his eyes. "It's an excellent idea, Lon. With the right proposal, we could expand our initiatives even further." Together, they began brainstorming ideas for the proposal. They mapped out their existing programs and identified areas for growth, including expanding the workshop offerings, enhancing mental health support, and introducing new art and music programs. As the deadline approached, Lon and her team worked tirelessly to refine the proposal. They collected testimonials from community members, showcasing the positive impact the cafe had on their lives. The atmosphere buzzed with hope and determination, and each member of the team contributed their unique skills to strengthen their application. On the day they submitted the grant proposal, Lon felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. "Now we wait," she said, taking a deep breath. "Whatever happens, we've already made a difference." Weeks passed, filled with their usual activities, but the anticipation lingered. One afternoon, as Lon was preparing for a meeting, her phone buzzed with an incoming call. It was the grant committee. "Hello, Lon? We're thrilled to inform you that your proposal has been approved." The voice on the other end radiated excitement. "You will receive funding to expand your programs." Lan's heart raced. "Thank you. This means so much to us." She quickly gathered her team to share the news. When she revealed the grant approval, cheers erupted in the cafe. They celebrated with hugs and laughter, knowing that this funding would enable them to reach even more people in the community. With the grant secured, Lon and her team got to work. They expanded their workshop offerings, introducing sessions on entrepreneurship, mental wellness, and creative expression. The cafe buzzed with energy as more people from diverse backgrounds joined in, eager to learn and share. One evening, during a particularly lively workshop on entrepreneurship, Lon met a young man named Dewey. He had dreams of starting a food truck business but felt overwhelmed by the logistics. "I don't even know where to start," he confessed, a hint of frustration in his voice. Lon smiled reassuringly. "Let's work on this together. We can help you create a business plan and connect you with local resources." Dewey's eyes lit up with hope. "Really? That would be amazing." Over the next few weeks, Lon and Dewey met regularly, discussing everything from budgeting to marketing strategies. The cafe became a safe space for him to voice his ideas and concerns, and Lon was inspired by his passion and determination. As their sessions progressed, Dewey began to gain confidence, envisioning his food truck not just as a business, but as a way to bring people together through his culinary creations. He spoke of the dishes he wanted to serve, drawing on his family's recipes, and Lon felt a thrill of excitement as she witnessed his transformation. The day Dewey officially launched his food truck, the cafe organized a grand celebration. They decorated the area outside the cafe with colorful banners and lights, inviting the entire community to join in the festivities. As Dewey parked his food truck in front of the cafe, a sense of pride washed over Lon. He had worked so hard to turn his dreams into reality, and now he was ready to share his passion with others. The aroma of his cooking wafted through the air, enticing everyone to gather. The launch was a huge success. The community came out in droves, excited to taste Dewey's delicious offerings. As people savored his dishes, the atmosphere was filled with joy and celebration, a testament to the power of dreams and community support. In the months that followed, Dewey's food truck became a beloved fixture in the neighborhood. He often collaborated with the cafe, hosting events where local artisans and chefs showcased their talents. Lon felt a deep sense of fulfillment watching Dewey thrive, knowing that their shared journey had made a difference in his life. As autumn approached, Lon and her team continued to brainstorm new initiatives. They decided to host a Community Wellness Month, featuring workshops on mental health, fitness, and self-care practices. The goal was to emphasize the importance of holistic well-being within the community. Lon reached out to local wellness practitioners, inviting them to lead sessions. The response was overwhelmingly positive, and soon, the cafe became a hub of activity focused on nurturing both the mind and body. During the Wellness Month, Lon organized a special event, an outdoor yoga session in the park. She believed that connecting with nature could have a profound impact on mental health and overall well-being. As the day approached, Lon felt a mix of excitement and nerves. She had never organized a large outdoor event before, but she was determined to make it a success. The community rallied behind her, volunteering to help set up and spread the word. On the morning of the event, the sun shone brightly, casting a warm glow over the park. People of all ages gathered, bringing mats, water bottles, and a sense of enthusiasm. Lon welcomed everyone, feeling the energy in the air. As they began the yoga session, led by a local instructor, Lon found peace in the moment. The gentle sounds of nature blended with the calming music, creating a serene atmosphere. She watched as participants stretched and breathed deeply, connecting with themselves and one another. After the session, Lon encouraged everyone to share their experiences. People spoke openly about their struggles and triumphs, creating a space of vulnerability and connection. It was a beautiful reminder of the strength that lay within community. In the following weeks, Lon noticed a shift within the cafe. More people began to open up about their mental health journeys, seeking support and guidance. The workshops became a safe space for healing, and Lon felt honored to be part of their stories. As winter approached once again, Lon began to reflect on the past year. The cafe had blossomed into a thriving community hub, a testament to the power of connection and kindness. Yet she knew that there were still challenges ahead. One chilly evening, as she closed up the cafe, Lon received a visit from the elderly woman who had first helped her. "I've been watching you," she said with a twinkle in her eye. "You've created something beautiful here." "Thank you," Lon replied, feeling the warmth of her words. "I couldn't have done it without your support and guidance." The woman smiled knowingly. "Remember, every act of kindness creates ripples. Your work is far from over. There are still many more stories to tell and lives to touch." Inspired by her words, Lon began to brainstorm ideas for the upcoming winter season. She wanted to create an initiative that would provide warmth and support to those in need during the cold months. After much thought, she decided to organize a winter clothing drive and a holiday meal for the community. She reached out to local businesses, asking for donations of clothing, blankets, and food. The response was overwhelming, with community members eager to contribute. As the day of the clothing drive approached, Lon felt a sense of purpose. The cafe was filled with bags of warm coats, hats, and scarves, ready to be distributed to those in need. On the day of the event, the cafe was transformed into a winter wonderland. Volunteers helped set up tables filled with clothing, while others prepared a hearty meal in the kitchen. As guests arrived, Lon welcomed them with open arms, ensuring that everyone felt seen and valued. The atmosphere was filled with laughter and camaraderie, a beautiful reflection of the spirit of giving. Throughout the day, people shared stories of resilience and hope. Lon was moved by the connections being made, knowing that this event was more than just a clothing drive, it was a celebration of community and compassion. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the cafe, Lon gathered everyone for a final toast. "Thank you all for being here today," she said, her voice filled with gratitude. "Together, we are making a difference in each other's lives, and that is something to celebrate." As the cheers rang out, Lon felt a sense of fulfillment wash over her. She knew that their journey was far from over, but the bonds they had formed would carry them through any challenges that lay ahead. In the months that followed, Lon continued to lead the cafe with love and determination. She was inspired by the stories of resilience that filled the space and the sense of community that had blossomed around them. One evening, as Lon prepared for another storytelling circle, she felt a familiar presence. It was the elderly woman again, her eyes sparkling with warmth. "I see the impact you're having, Lon," she said softly. "But remember, it's not just about what you do. It's about who you are. You are a beacon of light in this community." Lon smiled, feeling the truth of her words resonate within her. "Thank you for your wisdom. I'll carry it with me always." As the storytelling circle began, Lon took a moment to reflect. The cafe had become a sanctuary, a place where dreams could flourish, where kindness could transform lives, and where every story mattered. She knew that together, they would continue to build a future filled with hope, compassion, and connection. With each passing day, the community grew stronger, bound by the threads of kindness and shared experiences. And Lon, filled with gratitude and determination, would lead the way, inspired by the unwavering belief that love could indeed change the world. As winter settled in once more, the cafe became a warm refuge, and Lan's heart swelled with pride at the vibrant community they had built together. She looked forward to the future, knowing that their journey was just beginning. As winter settled in, the cafe transformed into a cozy refuge from the cold, adorned with twinkling lights and festive decorations. Lon felt a palpable energy in the air, the kind that comes with the holiday season. It was a time of reflection, gratitude, and connection, and she wanted to harness that spirit for their community. Determined to create something special, Lon began planning a winter festival, a celebration of unity and resilience that would bring everyone together. She envisioned an event filled with warm food, live music, and activities for all ages, a way to celebrate the connections they had forged throughout the year. Lon enlisted the help of her team and community members. They met weekly, brainstorming ideas and delegating tasks. And volunteered to coordinate the music lineup, while Dewey offered to set up a food station featuring dishes from his food truck. The excitement in the cafe was infectious, and the anticipation for the festival grew. As the festival date approached, the cafe buzzed with activity. Volunteers helped decorate the space with handmade ornaments, colorful banners, and strings of lights that created a festive atmosphere. Lon felt her heart swell with pride as she witnessed the collective effort of the community coming to life. On the day of the festival, a light snowfall dusted the ground, adding a magical touch to the atmosphere. Families arrived bundled in warm clothes, children's laughter ringing through the air. The cafe overflowed with warmth and joy as people gathered to celebrate. Lon greeted everyone at the entrance, her smile reflecting the happiness around her. "Welcome. We're so glad you're here," she exclaimed, feeling the love and support that enveloped the event. The festival kicked off with live music filling the air. Local musicians performed holiday classics and original songs, inviting everyone to join in and sing along. Dewey's food station was a hit, offering warm bowls of his signature dishes, filling the cafe with mouth-watering aromas. As the evening progressed, Lon gathered everyone for a special moment. She stood on a small stage, her heart racing with excitement. "Thank you all for being part of our community. This festival is a celebration of each one of you, your stories, your resilience, and the connections we've built together." Cheers erupted from the crowd, and Lon felt a deep sense of gratitude wash over her. Let's take a moment to reflect on the year we've had and the ways we've supported one another. Together, we can continue to uplift each other and spread kindness. With that, she invited people to share their stories, moments of joy, challenges overcome, and dreams for the future. One by one, community members stepped forward, their voices ringing with authenticity. Each story added to the tapestry of their shared experience, reinforcing the bonds that had formed over time. As the night drew to a close, Lon felt a warmth in her heart. The festival had been a beautiful reminder of the power of community, of coming together to celebrate life's moments, both big and small. In the weeks that followed, the cafe remained busy, filled with people seeking connection and support during the winter months. Lon noticed an increase in attendance at their workshops and storytelling circles, a testament to the community's desire for belonging and understanding. One day, while organizing materials for an upcoming workshop, Lon received a visit from Kwa. "I have an idea," he said, excitement shining in his eyes. "What if we start a mentorship program? Pairing experienced members of our community with those who could use guidance?" Lan's eyes lit up at the suggestion. "That's brilliant. We can create a platform for knowledge sharing and support, fostering growth and connection." They quickly got to work, brainstorming potential pairings and outlining the program's goals. The mentorship program would not only help individuals develop skills but also strengthen the sense of community they had cultivated. As they launched the program, interest surged. Many people stepped forward, eager to mentor or be mentored. Lon felt a deep sense of fulfillment watching the connections form. The cafe was transforming into a hub of learning and growth, where everyone felt empowered to pursue their passions. Over the following months, stories of success began to emerge. Dewey, inspired by his mentoring experience, took the leap to expand his food truck into a small pop-up restaurant, with support from both Lon and his mentor. Ann launched her own jewelry line, with guidance from a local artisan, and Kwa began offering writing workshops, sharing his knowledge with budding writers. Lon was thrilled to see the community thrive. The mentorship program had created a ripple effect, encouraging everyone to pursue their dreams while supporting one another along the way. She held workshops and events to celebrate their accomplishments, creating a platform for people to share their progress and inspire others. One chilly evening, as Lon prepared for a special gathering to celebrate the mentorship program's success, she felt a familiar presence in the cafe. It was the elderly woman, her warm smile radiating kindness. "I wanted to see how your dreams have flourished," she said, her eyes sparkling. Lon beamed, feeling a sense of gratitude. "It's been incredible. The community is growing stronger every day, and we're all lifting each other up." The woman nodded, a knowing expression on her face. "You've created a space where dreams can thrive. Remember, it's the connections you nurture that will continue to blossom." That evening, as the gathering commenced, Lon welcomed everyone with open arms. The cafe buzzed with energy as people shared their achievements, stories, and hopes for the future. It was a celebration of the transformative power of community, a reminder that together, they could achieve anything. As winter gave way to spring, Lon felt a renewed sense of purpose. The cafe was not just a place for coffee and conversation, it had become a catalyst for change, a beacon of hope and support in the community. With the arrival of warmer weather, Lon began to explore new initiatives, envisioning a spring festival that would highlight the talents and creativity of local artisans. She wanted to create a space for everyone to showcase their skills, whether it was art, music, or food. As she began planning the event, she reached out to local artists and performers, inviting them to participate. The response was overwhelming, with many eager to share their talents with the community. Lon felt a surge of excitement as she envisioned the festival coming to life. On the day of the spring festival, the cafe's outdoor space transformed into a vibrant marketplace. Colorful booths lined the area, showcasing handmade crafts, delicious food, and live performances. Families gathered, children laughing and playing, while the air buzzed with energy and anticipation. As the festival unfolded, Lon walked around, connecting with vendors and visitors. She saw Dewey bustling at his pop-up restaurant, delighting customers with his culinary creations. And showcased her stunning jewelry, and Kwa led a storytelling session that captivated listeners. The sense of community was palpable, and Lon felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. This festival was a testament to the power of connection, creativity, and collaboration. It reinforced her belief that together, they could achieve greatness. As the sun began to set, Lon gathered everyone for a final toast. "Thank you all for being here today. This festival is a celebration of our community and the incredible talents within it. Together, we can continue to support one another and dream big." As cheers erupted, Lon looked around at the smiling faces and felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The cafe had become a sanctuary for dreams, a space where kindness thrived, and where stories were shared and cherished. In the months that followed, the cafe continued to flourish. New programs were introduced, and the sense of community deepened. Lon was inspired by the resilience and creativity of those around her, and she felt honored to be part of their journeys. As summer approached, Lon reflected on the incredible journey they had undertaken together. The cafe was a living testament to the power of kindness, connection, and shared dreams. And as she looked to the future, she knew that their story was just beginning. One warm afternoon, while sipping tea on the cafe's patio, Lon received a call from a local news outlet. They wanted to feature the cafe in a story about community resilience and grassroots initiatives. Lon felt a mix of excitement and nerves as she agreed to the interview. When the journalist arrived, Lon shared the story of the cafe's inception, the challenges they had faced, and the incredible community that had rallied around them. As she spoke, she felt a wave of gratitude wash over her, knowing that their journey had touched so many lives. The article was published a few weeks later, highlighting the cafe's impact on the community and the inspiring stories of its members. The response was overwhelming, with people from neighboring towns reaching out to learn more about their initiatives. Encouraged by the newfound interest, Lon decided to host a community open house to welcome newcomers and share the cafe's mission. She wanted to ensure that everyone felt included and that the spirit of kindness continued to spread. On the day of the open house, the cafe buzzed with excitement as new faces joined the familiar ones. Lon welcomed each person, sharing the cafe story and inviting them to get involved in the various programs and initiatives. As the day unfolded, people mingled, shared stories, and connected with one another. Lon felt a sense of fulfillment as she watched the community grow and expand, realizing that the cafe had become a vital part of many lives. In the months that followed, new programs emerged, driven by the ideas and passions of the community members. Lon encouraged people to take the lead on initiatives, empowering them to bring their visions to life. As autumn approached once again, the cafe prepared for its annual harvest celebration. Lon wanted to create an event that not only celebrated the season but also highlighted the importance of gratitude and giving back. She reached out to local farms, inviting them to participate and share their produce. The response was enthusiastic, and soon the cafe was transformed into a colorful marketplace filled with fresh fruits, vegetables, and artisanal products. On the day of the harvest celebration, the cafe overflowed with the aromas of delicious food and the laughter of friends and families. Lon welcomed everyone with open arms, feeling the warmth of community envelop her. As the sun set, she gathered everyone for a moment of reflection. Tonight, we celebrate not just the harvest, but the abundance of love and support within our community. Let's take a moment to express gratitude for one another and the connections we've built. As people shared their heartfelt words, Lon felt a deep sense of belonging. The cafe had become a sanctuary of hope, a place where kindness flourished, and where dreams were nurtured. With the seasons changing, Lon continued to dream big for the cafe. She envisioned new initiatives, partnerships, and opportunities for growth. And with each passing day, she felt inspired by the resilience and strength of the community that had rallied around her. As winter returned, Lon found herself reflecting on the journey they had undertaken together. The cafe had evolved into a vibrant hub of support, creativity, and connection, a testament to the power of kindness. On a particularly cold evening, as she prepared for the winter storytelling circle, Lon felt a familiar presence. It was the elderly woman once more, her eyes sparkling with wisdom. "You've created something truly remarkable, Lon," she said softly. "But remember, the journey is ongoing. There are still many lives to touch and stories to share." Lon nodded, feeling the truth in her words. "Thank you for being a guiding light in my journey. I'll carry your wisdom with me always." As the storytelling circle began, Lon listened intently to the tales shared by community members. Each story was a thread woven into the fabric of their collective experience, a reminder of the strength that lay in vulnerability and connection. As the night drew to a close, Lon looked around the cafe, filled with warmth and love. She knew that their journey was far from over, and she felt excited for the adventures that awaited them. With hope in her heart and gratitude for the community she had built, Lon was ready to embrace the future. Together, they would continue to spread kindness, uplift one another, and create a world where dreams could flourish, a world transformed by love and compassion. As spring blossomed once again, Lon stood outside the cafe, soaking in the vibrant colors of the blooming flowers and the warmth of the sun on her face. The past few years had been a whirlwind of growth, connection, and transformation, not only for the cafe but for the entire community. She marveled at how far they had come together. One sunny afternoon, as she watched children playing in the nearby park and heard the laughter of friends gathered around tables, Lon felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. She had created a space where stories were shared, dreams were nurtured, and kindness thrived. As the cafe prepared for its annual spring festival, Lon reflected on the journey that had brought them to this moment. She thought of the elderly woman who had inspired her, the friends who had stood by her, and the countless lives that had been touched by their collective efforts. Each person had played a vital role in weaving the fabric of their community. On the day of the festival, the cafe buzzed with excitement as familiar faces and new friends gathered to celebrate. Lon welcomed everyone with open arms, feeling the warmth of connection in every hug and smile. As the festivities unfolded, Lon took a moment to step back and observe the joy around her. It was a testament to the power of resilience and the impact of small acts of kindness. She realized that the cafe was not just a place, it was a living embodiment of hope, a sanctuary where everyone felt seen, heard, and valued. When it was time for the closing ceremony, Lon stood before the crowd, her heart full. "Thank you all for being here today and for being part of this incredible journey," she began, her voice steady but emotional. "Together, we have built a community rooted in love and support. Let's continue to uplift one another and spread kindness wherever we go." As cheers erupted, Lon felt a sense of fulfillment wash over her. She knew that their story would continue to unfold, filled with new adventures and challenges. But she also understood that no matter what lay ahead, they would face it together, hand in hand, heart to heart. And so, as the sun set over the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Lon felt a deep peace within her. The cafe, with its bustling energy and vibrant community, would always be a beacon of hope, a reminder that even the smallest acts of kindness could create ripples that changed lives. In that moment, she knew that together, they were not just building a community, they were creating a legacy of love that would inspire future generations. And with that thought in her heart, Lon looked forward to the journey ahead, ready to embrace whatever came next.